Canada may want to think twice. According to insiders, Prince William has privately issued a stark warning to Canadian officials. Accepting Meghan Markle could be a huge mistake. The future king is said to be deeply concerned that Meghan's track record, her attacks on the monarchy, her disregard for royal traditions, her reputation for creating chaos wherever she lands make her not just controversial, but dangerous for any nation trying to maintain dignity, order, and credibility. And with her most recent attempts to relocate denied by Dubai and Saudi Arabia, it looks like Canada may now be her next target. William's alleged message was blunt. Meghan has no respect for the crown. She has repeatedly undermined the very institution that once gave her global relevance. And if Canada offers her refuge, they should expect the same treatment. Exploitation, manipulation, and most of all, headlines. He reportedly said, "She doesn't settle. She disrupts. She's always pointing fingers. But somehow the drama always follows her." That isn't coincidence. Sources say the warning came after Meghan's latest attempt to find a new base fell through. Dubai denied her entry over concerns that she's become too high risk, a reputation liability wrapped in scandal. Saudi Arabia backed away just days later. Now with doors slamming shut across the globe, her options are shrinking, which is why Canada, geographically close, culturally familiar, and historically sympathetic, has emerged as her fallback. But this time, things are different. When Meghan and Harry briefly relocated to Canada after their royal exit, the country welcomed them with open arms. The public was curious, the government was cooperative, and most believed it was a fresh start. But then came the interviews, the allegations, the media deals that painted the royal family in a deeply negative light. Canada had shown her kindness, and she used that foothold to launch a global campaign against the very family that introduced her to the world stage. Now, the question inside Canadian circles is simple. Will she do the same to us? Insiders in Ottawa say there is real hesitation. Immigration officials have reportedly asked for detailed briefings. Some members of parliament are calling for oversight before any residency is granted. And now, with Prince William quietly making his position known, the pressure is mounting. Because the truth is, Meghan needs Canada more than Canada needs her. Her American reputation is in free fall. IRS probes are looming. Archral is collapsing. Corporate deals are drying up. And with each passing week, the money gets tighter. She needs a new venture, a new base, a new story to sell. Canada fits the bill. It's close to Hollywood, but far enough to rebrand. Its values align with her public persona, and it's progressive enough to frame her next chapter as a comeback. But William's warning is cutting through the noise. He's reportedly told multiple contacts that any country giving Meghan a platform is essentially giving her the microphone, and she never uses it quietly. Everything becomes content. Everything becomes drama. And now that her podcast deals have vanished and her fashion ventures are stalled, insiders believe she'll do whatever it takes to launch the next thing, even if that means turning Canada into a stage. Meanwhile, Meghan is said to be scrambling. With Dubai and Saudi doors locked, she's allegedly pressuring her inner circle to make new connections in Canada. PR advisors have been activated. Lobbyists have been quietly floated. The mission: make her look like a misunderstood figure, a mother, a humanitarian, a visionary leader ready to start again. But this isn't 2020. The media is no longer enchanted. The public is skeptical. The headlines aren't glowing anymore. They're clinical, cold, ruthless. And Harry, he's not exactly helping. Sources say he's also been in touch with Canadian officials, this time with a different pitch. He wants funding. Quiet talks have reportedly begun around launching a new charity venture separate from Archwell. The idea is to build something new, something Canadian, something that might restore credibility while distancing himself from the chaos surrounding his wife. But those efforts may be too little, too late. Government sources say any conversation involving Harry now comes with an asterisk. He's no longer seen as neutral. His loyalty to Meghan has cost him capital. And if he's coming with proposals, people want to know, is she part of the deal? If so, the answer may be no. One senior political aide reportedly said if they want to pitch philanthropy, they better come clean. Canadians don't want another PR tour. They want authenticity. And right now, authenticity is exactly what Meghan is struggling to offer. She spent years reshaping her narrative, turning every setback into a new story. But at some point, even the most sympathetic audience begins to tune out. Dubai tuned out, Saudi Arabia tuned out, and now Canada might be next. She's tried the press, the interviews, the photo ops, but nothing is sticking. Every attempt to reframe herself falls apart the moment a new scandal drops. And as more staffers come forward, more deals vanish and more institutions distance themselves. It's becoming harder to hide the pattern. The drama doesn't follow Meghan. It starts with her. William knows this, and he's doing what he can to warn the world before another nation learns it the hard way. And Meghan, she's still fighting, still calling contacts, still trying to control the story, but it's not working. Because once you've burned bridges with royalty, offended global allies, and alienated your own country, there's not much ground left to stand on. Even Canada, calm, polite, generous Canada, is starting to question whether opening the door again is worth it. This time, they might just let it stay closed. And yet, Meghan's team hasn't slowed down. According to PR insiders, they're actively mapping out re-entry points into Canada's media and social elite. Dinner invites, influencer partnerships, fashion appearances, anything that might plant her face in the right room with the right people. But this is a country that remembers, a country that doesn't forget how it once offered a haven only to be repaid with a media explosion that shook Buckingham Palace to its core. Canadian outlets are already skeptical. Major broadcasters are reportedly cautious about giving Meghan a platform. Quiet memos have circulated within networks flagging her as high risk for reputational backlash. Executives don't want the headlines. They don't want the drama. They don't want the royal circus relocated to their front lawn. Meanwhile, behind closed doors, William is said to be playing the long game, letting her moves unravel themselves. No need for a public feud, just quiet, precise warnings where they matter most. In embassies, in government offices, in corporate boardrooms, and it's working. Because even with all the resources at her disposal, Meghan has yet to find a single country willing to fully embrace her again. And Harry, his desperation is starting to show. Behind the charity talk, insiders say there's a real urgency, one born out of financial pressure and personal exhaustion. He reportedly wants to launch an initiative aimed at mental health for veterans and displaced young people. It's noble, it's needed, but the problem is the name behind it. If Meghan's attached, the door may never open. One advisor put it bluntly, it's not what they're pitching, it's who's pitching it. And that's the shadow Meghan now casts. Even the most worthy causes are being second-guessed. Even Harry's good intentions are met with hesitation. The brand is broken. And as the clock ticks, Meghan's next move becomes more crucial than ever. Because if Canada says no and America grows colder and Europe remembers the headlines, she may find herself running out of places to start over. She wanted a global stage. Now she's facing a global wall. And for someone who built her image on access, influence, and invitation, that's the one thing she can't spin.